Something is quietly stealing your memory, and if you aren't paying attention, it might take your identity with it. This isn't a crisis that you'll see on the news. It's a slow fade, a blur, literally a mass amnesia. If your mind has been foggy lately, if you've felt unfocused or not quite like you're not alone. We are going to pull back the curtain and take a closer look at something that has been rewriting your inner world. And chances are, you never even gave it permission. Most people believe that they are making their own choices. They're choosing what they read or how they feel, or they're choosing their own values. But what if it's all been curated? Because algorithms know exactly what sparks your anger, and they know exactly when you are most lonely. AI doesn't wait to see who you are. It decides which options you even see. This is reality manufactured by some code that you will never read and some system that you never really consent to. This isn't just manipulation, it is a slow collapse of the self, where instinct loses its edge and belief is swallowed by silence. Our instincts start to dull, our beliefs soften into silence, and it's not even done through force. First, you feel numb and constantly reactive, and you might swing between apathy and agitation without many clear causes for it. And that's because we are living with our nervous systems overstimulated by artificial inputs, by tons of scrolling and reacting in ways our brains were never meant for. Modern neuroscience shows that without deep and undistracted focus, our brains cannot transfer short-term experiences into long-term memory. It's like our lives are now being written in disappearing ink. If you can't recall conversations or moments or feelings from the last year, it isn't just stress, it's a breakdown in the brain's ability to encode and retain memories. Psychologists call this cognitive brain, but in our era now, right now, it's something really darker. You don't just forget memories, you forget identity, you forget yourself. How do you know this is happening to you? Maybe you used to be curious or passionate or driven, and now those traits just feel like something distant that you cannot grab anymore. And you start to believe that nothing matters because meaning starts fading and apathy begins to spread. And what we're talking about isn't just burnout. These are the final symptoms. This is the moment that the self becomes so vulnerable and ready to be rewritten by someone else. Now you're basically ready and they can write that story for you. So if these feelings, these symptoms felt familiar to you, don't panic. because there's a good news that something inside you still remembers. And if there is memory, that means there's a way back. And here are 6 steps to start remembering. Step 1. See the fog. Track every reach for your phone. Every scroll. Track it. Don't fight the trance yet. Just notice it. The fog loses power when it is seen and when you are aware of it. Step 2. Drop the mask completely. Our world wants you to be obsessed with how others perceive you. This culture wants you to be afraid of what others think. Break that by saying 3 true things that you've never said before, even to yourself. Step 3. Get into your body. Return to the instrument of your being. Feel your ribs move. Breathe like it's your only job. Step 4. Recover what you buried. Find that dream, that passion, that wildness that you had before, because these have gotten exiled, not extinguished. Step 5. Make the ordinary sacred. Understand that your words shape the future. This is not magic or mysticism. This is neuroplasticity. It's the brain's capacity to rewrite itself. You're basically getting your brain back. And step 6, leave a trail. Write down a sentence and tape it and have it where you can see it. Something that says, I was here and I remember. Before you go back to your life, before the noise of the world creeps back in, I want to leave something important here. It's not a warning, it's not a solution. It's a couple of questions, and once these questions get planted inside of you, they may not let you rest the same way ever again. What parts of me have I already forgotten? What instincts started to grow quiet? What dreams did I have that grew small? What parts of myself have I lost? Not because you've changed, but because you stopped remembering those parts. And if any of those pieces are missing, here's a follow-up question for you to ask with each one of those, which is, did I let these pieces slip away, or did something take them from me? Because memory isn't lost all at once. Memory is chipped away through 1,000 little compromises over time until you no longer recognize the shape of your own mind. But if you ask the right questions, if you sit in silence again, if you stop running from your own reflections, a face that you almost forgot, a voice that you thought you lost, a fire you didn't realize was still burning, those pieces will start to come back. You were never fully erased, only hidden. And memory always knows how to find its way home. Because here's the thing they never want you to figure out. Here's the blueprint. If they can fracture your memory, they can fracture your identity. And if they can fracture your identity, they don't even need to control you anymore. You'll do it for them. Once you stop remembering, you will buy any story that they will give you. You would think it was always this way. You think that your silence was even your idea. And you think that the numbness is just life. But the truth they cannot delete is that you are still in there. You don't need a guru or a new system. You just need to remember what they worked so hard to make you forget. Your thoughts are your territory. Your attention is your weapon. Your memory is the map. And above all, your sense of self is not theirs to edit. If your gut tightened, if your eyes burned while hearing all this, if you felt like someone just turned on a light in a room that you forgot it even existed, that wasn't necessarily me waking you up. That was you. I'm just pointing toward the exit. And I'm only asking you to do one thing. I want you to remember. And whatever you do, do not go back to sleep.